a meet and greet. I like how you were texting. I candy share with me. Didn't know I was such a freak. Now you're ready to feel on day. Let's go, we ain't got all day. Gotta get right away. You'll be so glad that you played all the things you said. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello. We are going to turn me down. That is my music, so no copyright issues. So today we are going to speak on interactions, right? Interaction. I'm going to tell you exactly what that is, right? So, an interaction is, by definition, reciprocal action or influence, and which means there has to be at least two entities, right, to interact. So the way you interact with this video is an interaction. The way you interact with another person, a plant, food, feelings, two different entities is coming into contact, and that is what an interaction is. Now, throughout our day, we have all types of interactions, right? Interactions can be two people having a conversation. So the way you greet someone is an interaction. The way you react to them is part of that interaction, right? So the way we engage one another is an interaction. There's many ways that these interactions happen, and I am here today to talk to you about how to interact during the retrograde. All right, so the retrograde is all about communication. I spoke about this in my previous video, so this is going to be retrograde video part 2, but it's more about interacting amongst one another as opposed to just about the retrograde itself. So when we interact with someone, we are communicating in one way or another. It doesn't have to necessarily be with someone, it can be with something as well, but either way, the interaction is a form of communication. When we smell a flower, we're interacting with it. We are having contact, influence, and involvement with that particular flower. This works with everything. We interact with our clothes by putting them on. We interact with people, obviously, by having conversations, by sharing a glance, by fighting, by arguing, by loving, right? Interactions are so important. And the conversation was brought up earlier between me and my cousin, and I decided to make it a topic because we don't know how to interact anymore. We're so busy interacting online that we miss out on the physical interaction between two people that actually show chemical balance, or chemistry is what we actually call it. That's how you see the chemistry between you and I. It's by physically interacting with one another and really seeing how we mesh. This is a reason why they say long distance interactions won't work, because there's no physical contact to give that alchemical interaction any fire. Now, this is true for some, not so true for others, because a lot of people can energetically interact and feel that chemistry from a distance, even without visuals, right? Phone conversations, things of the sort. So I want you to get from this how to interact with others on a daily basis, not just during a retrograde, but on a daily basis. You have to have some form of physical interaction with people. The reason being is that we are electric and we deal with electromagnetism all the time, meaning we pull people to us off of our level of electricity at the time. That's a whole nother subject, so we won't get too deep into our electromagnetism, but we will have to have an understanding of the fact that it plays a major part in who we come across, who we build with, who we contact, who we love, who we fear, who we enjoy, who we don't like, right? Our electromagnetism plays a major part in that. We attract who we are for the most part because It's like we give off a vibration, we move at a frequency that speaks to someone else. We were talking about earlier our light and how we constantly dim it to interact with others. No, you can't keep doing that. You could. I mean, by all means, please do, but understand, by dimming that light, you're always going to attract that level of person, right? You're always going to be interacting with those people from that frequency that you are choosing to vibrate at. And remember, your vibration is technically a choice if you vibrate higher and you dim it down to vibrate lower to communicate with others. So we came to the conclusion that our interactions are based on our vibration, and it's okay to keep our light on. When you interact with people, be active. Don't allow them to take control, at least soul control. You want to control it as well. You want to have a equal interaction, meaning you want to mutually converse. You want to listen first, right? That's the first form of communication, is listening. And then you would like to speak, but don't speak to just respond. You want to speak out of understanding. When you speak, you want to be able to have full clarity of what the context and the intent behind the conversation is. So if you're in an argument, because there will be a lot of those in the upcoming weeks, if you're in an argument, listen. Really, really listen and see where the other person is coming from. Like, are they arguing with you because they're angry? And if so, what are they angry about? Listen and you'll find those answers. And then you can speak with knowledge. You can speak with wisdom, I should say. You'll be wise enough to understand what they are saying to you, and you'll be able to interact with them in a loving manner. I guess like the point of this reading is to teach people to interact more so out of love than out of response. We cannot continue to utilize this internet, utilize these social media services, and think that we are building relationships, because as close as we are, as wonderful as this is, right? The social media thing is, being able to electromagnify yourself or magnetize yourself by yes, by holding hands, giving a kiss, sharing a glance, it really, really enhances the chemistry. So when you interact with someone, who are you? Who are you in that interaction? Are you the dominant one? Are you the submissive one? Are you just neutral? Are you kind of really trying to feel your way through? Well, if you didn't start the conversation, you should really kind of be the submissive one. Let the starter of the conversation be the dominant one, because they're the ones that are trying to interact with you. So if someone wants to say hello, they're dominating right now, you can pretty much kind of be like, hi. And I do think that is a big, big deal. When you see someone, it's not going to kill you to smile and say hi to them, right? That can really, really lift someone's day. You'll be surprised how that interaction right there, just passing by someone, saying hi, and smiling at them, can really, really change the outcome of their day. And with this retrograde going on, yeah, you're going to want to do that, because a lot of people are in a bad space. A lot of people are going to feel misunderstood. A lot of people are going to miscommunicate. A lot of people are going to go through arguments and have really, really rough time coping with certain parts of their day. Now, the point of all of this is, during retrograde, when someone is speaking to you, we can misunderstand their intent by the conversation. Or maybe they're speaking out of turn because they misunderstood actions that you took. If this is the case, please, please, please take your time in responding by really, really trying to figure out what is going on. What is this conversation really about? When was the last time you interacted with a stranger? I mean, intimately so. I used to do it all the time when I was out and about. I used to just always say hello to people. Hi, how you doing? And when people spoke to me, I was very gracious and kind to them, because you don't know what someone's going through in that moment where they probably need that high, right? They probably need to see you smile at them. Oh wow, someone smiled at me. You know, I matter. That's all that smile says is, hi, you matter. You're great. I see you. Right? You're just taking notice of someone else. Interactions are so important. Like, I noticed I'm the type of person, I don't really keep in contact with people I love dearly. My friends and family, right? I don't really keep in contact with them. I suck at that. I'm really bad at it. I really have to work on that, because interaction, again, is quite important, especially in this day and age where we can't have as much physical contact as we once did. It's scary in the sense that we aren't interacting the way we used to, and how that's becoming commonplace. It's becoming so common not to interact with others. It's becoming so common not to build with one another, not to focus on love and light, or on, just having a conversation about catching up, a conversation about how their day went. Some of the simplest things, right? So, as we go through our day for the next few weeks, especially the retrograde, actually forever, be mindful of how you speak to people. Be mindful of those interactions, and understand that in every interaction, the all, the universe, source, God, is communicating with you. So pay close attention to the people you speak to. Pay close attention to those who speak to you. Allow those interactions to build you. Allow those interactions to be lessons. Allow them to be powerful. Everything you do should be done in power. Everything you do should be done in love. So, I want to end this on a high note and say peace to you all. Have great conversations. Engage in conversations, please. Interact with someone you don't know. Later.